in or the essence of the field cybersecurity. Okay, so in today's session, moreover, I'll actually be running down on the basics of cybersecurity, um, from the um, from the tools needed down to the threats, and that's malwares and threats. When I mean malware and threats, I'm talking about viruses and yeah, and tools needed to tackle such viruses or malwares itself. Apart from that, I think I remember telling you that we will actually be dealing with the aspects of networking more on this field.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
said so.
yeah. So I would actually be running down through on that also. So just give me a minute while I share my screen.
Okay.
Okay. Please kindly signify my screen is up.
Yeah, it's up, it's up, it's up, it's up, it's up.
Okay, I hope the notation or the what you can see is actually the cybersecurity training from beginners to
Yeah,
advanced.
yeah, I can see that definitely.
Yeah, thank you so much. So yeah, so okay, so I'll just go through some of the contents here, the theoretical aspect of cybersecurity before we actually jump down to some basic things or tools we actually utilize in terms of it itself. So this course, we actually, the duration for this class today is actually 2 hours, moreover.
Okay.
And yeah, yeah, so we actually just start with the theoretical aspects, then we jump down to the practical aspect to actually explain more about the cybersecurity field itself. So we'll look at the table of contents. Now, the table of contents in this course, we're going to introduce you to cybersecurity, going to introduce you to terminal and command line fundamentals. Although
Okay.
I discovered that you don't have some programming and knowledge initially. So in this course,
Yeah.
likewise, we're actually going to introduce you to some programming basics for cybersecurity. So there'll be a different person entirely that will actually take you on that aspect also of programming. So it's going to give you some basic introductions of programming as well as how programming is actually related to cybersecurity. Then for the terminal and command line fundamentals is actually what Mr. Prince will actually handle. So he's going to teach you or give you intels about how to use the terminal, the essence of the terminal itself, why the terminal is actually needed in terms of cybersecurity. Yeah. So also in this course, we're going to look at types of attacks, moreover, and threats. We're going to look at security tools and practices. We're going to look at networking for cybersecurity, which is actually the main thing or the core in it. And Indian, the seventh one is actually the core cybersecurity concepts. Although we're going to look at some subtopic under each and every one of this table of contents. The next one is actually AWS. Don't mind the name stand. It's actually a cloud computing tool on the cloud. You can, if you have your phone there, you can actually Google that. AWS stands for Amazon Web Services. Yeah, it's actually mostly used moreover for anything cloud related to cloud computing, for cybersecurity, for networking, for database hosting, and also website hosting. That platform actually utilize or has such tool to actually run through those aspect of tech. And we also have something called identity, access, and policy management. So we'll also see what this particular item or text mean: identity, access, and policy management. These are just ways for you to handle and how to manage different accounts on the cloud itself. So by then, once we have gotten down to this particular aspect, I will actually introduce you more on this itself so that you get a better clarity on this.
Okay.
So for today, we'll talk about cybersecurity. What is cybersecurity? Component of cybersecurity, the CIA threat. CIA meaning or stands for confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Then we're looking at some real world cybersecurity threats and impacts, and also be looking at types of attacks, activists, criminals, and nation states. Then we'll also be looking at some career paths in cybersecurity. Now, there are some things not in this guide or in this yeah, material I'm actually using, which are actually some aspects in cybersecurity, like the risk management aspects, um, the threats modeling aspects, asset protection aspects, and so on. But those are actually sub-field in it. And like I said initially, cybersecurity is actually a very, very wide field. We have the technical aspect and we have the non-technical aspects. So in this case, we're actually looking at the technical aspects, which is actually going to be dealing with the risk management and access management control itself in it. All right. So I'll start with the definition of cybersecurity. Now, cybersecurity is the practices of protecting network, system, programs, and their components from unauthorized attack. Unauthorized attack. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. There might be a case scenario whereby you're trying to browse the internet, and there might just be an ads that pops up on the screen telling you that we're actually running a lottery kind of program. Kindly click on the link. Now, most of
Yeah,
us sometimes are quite funny of we are quite fond of those adverts. We like to see where it ends, so we might end up clicking those things, and it might lead to something called clickjacking. When I mean clickjacking, the attacker who actually created that hack, who actually created that ads, moreover, may actually penetrate into your network just by using that ads. So you might use that to track some of the track one of them. It can track the IP address, your IP address. After tracking your IP address, it can use your IP address to penetrate into other systems you have been working on or maybe have online. For instance, maybe if you have an account online and you mistakenly, once you are about to fill in your card details, an ad pop up and you mistakenly filled your card details in that particular ads, your details can be stolen from you, and they can even use that to frame you and also carry out some attack and threats. So the essence of cybersecurity is just to create a way to actually protect such attack. And one of the way of doing that is by actually employing an antivirus network or antivirus device to actually ensure that that attack does not come in. So there have to be a man in the middle, which is like an antivirus device to actually protect you from such attack. So it's going to scan the network or scan the website itself and give you feedback on if the website is actually safe or not for you to proceed. So cybersecurity is more like the practices of protecting such network. Might be a website, might be an app, might be a desktop application, and so on, from unauthorized attack. Now, why cybersecurity matters? So I think I've listed out most of them in the definition itself. One of them is actually to protect sensitive businesses and personal data. So to protect sensitive personal and business data. I'm pretty sure you're the kind of person that do shop online, maybe buy something from
yeah, yeah,
Jumia, and you have your account and card details over there. So if you have an antivirus software installed on your browser itself or installed as a desktop application, you'll discover that anytime you're trying to access an unauthorized site, that antivirus software automatically triggers on itself, try to scan that website and ensure that you don't submit sensitive information if the website is not safe. I don't know if you haven't ever encountered such before.
yeah, definitely.
Exactly. So
Yeah,
that process whereby the antivirus is actually coming in to help you or protect your device or your information from being leaked to a third party is actually an aspect of cybersecurity called risk management. So the antivirus software is actually standing in as a man in the middle to protect your device from such attack by scanning such websites. Another one is actually to prevent financial loss, identity theft, and data breach. Most of the time, we do fill information online. In fact, almost all the time, we do fill information online. Google Forms, here and there, Microsoft Docs, here and there, Google Drives, here and there. We do send information online, interact, most especially when we interact with our phone. For instance, chat on WhatsApp and so on. We're actually sending information to a database somewhere, and there can be a data breach if there's no device to actually scan such such information we're actually sending out. Although we'll come down to that and we'll look at safety of or things we can actually do to actually ensure that our devices are safe from such attack. The other one we have here is called it's essential for national security and critical infrastructure. So that is one of the role of cybersecurity, and actually save a lot of attack from bigger companies like having issues in terms of their data safety. Imagine in a company whereby they actually have more than one servers due to the apps. So how can they manage such system? How can they ensure that information is actually being routed in a safe manner? This is where cybersecurity comes to play itself. Then we have to maintain the functionality of systems, detect and respond to security incidents quickly. This is the aspect of where the antivirus software quickly kicks off and try to protect you against such attack or such phishing websites itself. Now we're looking at features of cybersecurity. One of them is the network security. Secure data in transit. This is, for instance, all Windows computers are actually pre-installed. Once you install the operating system, it comes in with a firewall, moreover, that actually protects your device from any other maybe unauthorized attack or viruses from penetrating or coming into your system. We also have another one called the VPN, which stands for Virtual Private Network. It's actually a way to actually control the network itself, control the kind of services you have access to. So the VPN is actually another nice tool that helps to control the kind of services you have access to. Another feature of cybersecurity is application security. This aspect is actually to prevent software vulnerabilities, to avoid softwares from being to avoid softwares from being or to avoid you from being sending out your information to any kind of platform. So there's actually a medium whereby we will employ sooner or later on how to look at most of these features itself. The third aspect is actually information security. This protect data privacy and integrity. We have operational security, define policies on data handling. We also have disaster recovery, ensure data and operation can be restored after incidents. So this is another way of actually backing up your data, and after some time, it downloads back your data. So when it's backing up your data, it's actually uploading your data down to the cloud, and when downloaded by data. So for every Windows operating system, we usually have the Microsoft OneDrive that once you actually enables, automatically backs your data, be it your files, your videos, your music or anything, to the internet, to the cloud, moreover, for you to have a secure access in case you actually, or maybe your system got damaged. You can still retrieve your files from the cloud itself. We have the end user education, teaches user not to fall for attack. I think this one is actually mostly common with Gmail. You'll discover that most of the mails you receive are actually phishing mail. And due to the latest technology employed on Gmail, Gmail has a way now of actually tackling mails that are phishing. We were those guys who are software engineers who specialize in the web development aspects actually encounter this issue a lot when trying to configure an email on their website. You discover that after building a website, maybe the contact page on that website was not actually secure properly. Now, once your contact page on a website is not actually secure properly, you discover that you'll be having different threats messages coming in by a bot sending the information to and fro over and over again. And due to that, maybe the site or the platform you actually hosted that application will shut down your website due to such attack. So phishing attack is actually something common, but the way of protecting is by ensuring that the information you are sending is actually coming from a well-organized prescribed body. Else, that information will actually be can actually cause issues at the end of the day to you receiving the message, and also if you have that as a contact form on your site, it's actually going to make your site to be slow, and also ensure that the site is not actually responsive in terms of SEO, site engine optimization. Okay, so we're looking at some basic cybersecurity concepts. The first one we have here is called threats. The next one we have here is called vulnerability and risks. So we'll be looking at these concepts one after the other, but though not now, but in subsequent classes, moreover, we'll be looking at threats, vulnerability, and risks. I'll be going in depth in them and seeing how threat, vulnerability, and risks actually affect a system or affect, yeah, an asset. Now, I'm using the word assets because assets can actually be, it can actually mean different things. It can actually be an hardware, a software, a person. An asset can be a person, because as far as I'm concerned, the person is most people are actually valuable itself. So an asset can be a person, it can be a group of people, as a worker, for instance, in the company. Yeah, can be an asset because the whole tangible information that once they give out can leak this thing, the standard of the company to let's say the business, the opposite business, who are actually trying to fight, or maybe who are trying to grow or outsmart the company itself. So we're looking at that in threats, vulnerability, and risks. Then we also have something called authentication versus authorization. You might have come across this before when you try to set up a new Google account. You'll discover Google will actually ask you to set up an MFA, multiple factor authentication itself, to actually protect your device from unauthorized sign-in or attack. Then the authorization is actually the privilege to access some services on Google. So once you register a Google account, Google is actually going to give you a list of applications you actually have access to. So those are authorizations, and they'll give you some list of listing tools or softwares you don't have access to. So that is where the authorization aspect comes to play. Then we have encryption and decryption. Now, this aspect has to do with the way data is being transmitted. Data in this case can be some piece of information, or data can be anything, piece of information like files, like music, like videos. Those are data. So when they mean they are encrypted, it simply means they are hashed. Hash simply means they are encoded in a binary format. And once they're encoded that way, the original message would not be seen. For instance, I think I'll come down to my browser. So in my browser, we have something called, an online tool to hash some text. So this is an hashing tool. Actually ensure that your text can be hashed. When I mean can be hashed, for instance, when you send a text to someone, the computer actually interpret this as, it actually interpret this as this thing, as an hexadecimal code, just like what we have here. So this is an hexadecimal code representing this text itself. Now, one thing about this hash key is that once the text change, once the context of the text change, the hash code will also change. So for instance, if I try to change this from learning to this, now you discover that there was a slight change in the hash code also. So this is trying to tell us that the information we are sending at every point in time is always encrypted or encoded in different formats. When I mean different formats, it's help us ensure that the data user A is seeing is actually different from the data user B is seeing. So that's the essence of hashing.
Okay.
Hashing is actually a process or a procedure whereby the information sent to the end user actually encrypted for it not to be tampered with and also override. Because once this message is actually override, it's coming in with a different hash. So if user A got this message, user B won't actually get the same message. Even though they are same message, they're going to come with a different hash key. to
Yeah.
to ensure something, to ensure that um they actually this thing, to ensure they're actually compatible with each user. So those texts are actually hashed and ensure that user A and user B doesn't get the same outcome of text, even though it's the same text that is sent to them. So that's the essence of hashing. Now you discover that anytime you try to put in your password on maybe on to sign into your Gmail account, you discover that you're actually putting a plain text. But in the background, it is converting that plain text to an hash text. Okay, let's take for instance, this is um this is a website. Okay, let's see if we can access this once again. Okay, so this is a website. So I'll just try to open up this website quickly, and I will try to sign in. Okay, yeah. So this is a school management website. Yeah, this is school management website. Not actually fancy that much. I'll just try to explain the essence of hashing. Yeah, so I will try to log out from here and try to sign in again. So as a cybersecurity expert, it's actually very, very important that you ensure that users don't have or like have different privilege that's based on what do we call it? Based on the concepts in here. They have different privilege to each data they get. That's what we term authorization, and also each data should actually be encrypted. And once it gets down to the back end, which is actually the database, is actually decrypted to pick up that particular user. So for instance, um, let's say I try to log in into this website. At first, you will discover that the code are actually hidden. That's the password are actually hidden. This is one for security purpose. Two, what I'm actually typing in there are actually plain text, but they're actually hidden. Now, if I log into this particular account, I will have the privilege to access the dashboard as an admin. Now, if there's an error of any kind in the platform, the user won't be allowed to log in to the website itself. So this is where authorization comes to play, whereby a user is allowed to access a specific instance of an account. Now, once I try to access the admin panel of this particular account and view the password, you will discover that the simple line text I wrote for that particular user has actually been encrypted into an hexadecimal value. So I'll just pick the user now I signed in with this particular user. Great. And you discover that the password here is an algorithm, is an hash algorithm. So this way, the password may actually be one, very, very difficult to crack, even though you're actually using an AI tool or using an AI model that can actually crack the password. Why? Is because this password has been hashed and is now protected. Now, if you copy this hash password and paste as the user password, it's not going to work because the machine or the platform itself doesn't know what this hash password represents or mean. So it's actually not going to display or allow you access that platform itself. So this is the essence of hashing. Hashing is a way of actually protecting your details from unauthorized access itself, and that is actually one of the concepts in cybersecurity. So I'll come back in here. We'll look at firewalls and antivirus and IDS slash IPS. The IPS stands for Internet Protocol Systems, and the IDS. They're actually some networking terms itself. So we'll be looking at this in detail in advanced classes itself. Now there's something we call the CIA threat. The CIA meaning confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Now, there are three essential pillars in cybersecurity, and they are very, very important because without this term, I don't think they will have anything whereby I don't think they will have any way we can actually protect our system from unauthorized attack itself. So confidentiality. What do we mean by this? This is a very important aspect in cybersecurity, and it covers the following. It ensures that is only accessible to those authorized. That's the meaning of confidentiality. Just like the website I actually went down to and I put my platform, my password. I discovered that when I tried to log in the first time, I got a message saying that my password is incorrect password and name,
Yeah.
something like that itself. So that aspect is actually something we call confidentiality. So the details, the password at first, which I was typing, was actually protected from anybody who has or who was actually viewing my screen. So I don't have access to my information or to that particular site itself. And this helps the encryption of data, access control, and data classification. So it's going to group the data based on my authority level. So am I an admin in this platform? Yes, this is what I can see. Am I a normal user in this platform? Yes, this is what I can see. Now you understand this more when we start dealing with the cloud computing system, which is and the one we're going to be using is actually AWS, the Amazon Web Services. So you understand how to create accounts, how to encrypt an account, how to give access to different accounts, and also how to classify your group data into different sections itself. Now the other aspect of it is called integrity. Now the integrity aspect ensures the information is unaltered and accurate. So once you have typed in the password is being hashed, and that hash password is going to be unaltered. It simply means that that hash password cannot be changed. It is actually what will be used to fetch your information itself. And if it's not accurate, you're actually going to get an error. And this can be achieved by something we call checksum. Checksum is actually a computer science term for understanding the way the system or the machine works itself. We also have hashing and we have the digital signature. So every information actually has their own signature. Every information sent or by to end user actually have a digital signature to actually protect them from phishing or from getting to an unauthorized user. The third one is actually called availability. Now, this process ensures timely access to data and storage, and this can be achieved by backup. So, to achieve availability, sorry, was someone trying to say something?
No, no, no.
Okay, so, all right, thank you. So, this third aspect is actually, it has to do with the process to ensure that data and be backed up if there's an issue, and also there's something we call anti-DOS. Stands for DDoS, stands for um, distributed I think I've forgotten a little bit of most of these things. Sorry about that.
Okay. Wow.
But yeah, I think when we start doing this in proper in details, moreover, I'll actually explain this. It stands for distributed um, distributed desired no. Okay, I've forgotten the other D, what the other D stands for. But it's actually a way whereby we can actually protect or install some antivirus to protect so our applications from unauthorized users itself. That's the DDoS measures. So there are some steps taken to ensure that our system or information are actually safe on the cloud, whereby we have to install some third-party tools to help us run some check on the kind of information that is being sent or saved on the cloud. Now look at common types of attacks. One of them is the malware, viruses, worms, and Trojan. So all these things are viruses that can actually infiltrate into a particular operating system, Yeah, and once they actually infiltrate into an operating system, they can actually cause the operating system um to to what to not to function properly at first, and also not to behave in the way it's supposed to behave. When I mean the way it's supposed to behave, for instance, if we actually want to send an information to someone, since there's a malware or a virus in the system, is actually going to what corrupts that information. And once the end user actually gets that information, it might also tend to affect his own machine and cause an issue as well in his own system. Then we have phishing and cyber phishing. And we also have one, the middle attack. This is a way of actually, infiltrating into someone's system by standing as a middleman. When I mean standing as a middleman, you're actually trying to interfere between the IP address and the website IP address. So you're actually interfering between both of them.
Sorry, can you come again on what you just said?
Yeah, the man in the middle attack. The man in the middle attack is a very, very common attack. It's actually an attack whereby you stand, or the attacker actually stands in between the let me give an instance. An instance is if you are, for instance, let's say maybe you love shopping online regularly, and you were shopping online one of these days, and unfortunately for you, an ad came up on that particular site you're shopping on, telling you they're actually giving discounts. And the man in the middle attack comes in when your IP address and the server IP address, that is the website IP address. As far as I'm concerned, every system has its own IP address. So once the IP address, once there's an intersection, or there's an intersection between the system IP address, which is the user IP address, and the website IP address, your information can actually be stolen or gotten from there. We learn how to use softwares which will actually carry out such tests. Software we can use are Wireframe, Wireshark, moreover, that will actually stand to monitor a user's IP address, and also checking where that IP address is connecting to. If it's trying to ping to a website, or if it's trying to fetch something from a website and so on, then we can actually stand in the middle and see how to run some attack on such system. Although most of these things will actually be done in the cloud infrastructure, not the offline infrastructure. How to carry out such attack, yeah, in such case scenario. Then we have the denial of service. Yeah, so that DDoS was actually distributed denial of service. So it's actually a way of avoiding, or maybe okay, let me not use the word avoiding. It's actually a way of disrupting um, the operation of the services or of a software being used in a particular organization by installing a virus or a worm or anything like a malware in the system. So once that malware is installed in the system, you've actually denied, just for instance, if an attacker is actually trying to get access to a particular platform, um, if the platform doesn't have a standard antivirus software or a standard VPN that actually protect their network from outsiders, and the user was actually able to connect to their hotspots, moreover, now that user can stand or can um, deny you access to
Access
maybe your
to
own accounts. Yeah, your own account. Maybe let's say, for instance, let's say in an organization, you guys have a specialized Microsoft accounts, whereby everybody has a specialized or a specific email address, Microsoft email address itself, maybe an address with .outlook or outlook.com, or maybe now this denial of service is an attack whereby the attacker will actually be sending, instead of you sending information, it will be like it will be causing traffic on the platform itself. So when I mean traffic on the platform, one is going to be sending unnecessary messages in the platform if he has gained access to the platform. by connecting via the hotspots. Now, the distributed aspect is actually when multiple systems are actually carrying out this attack. So more than one person is actually trying to access that same network you're accessing, and they're sending information to the server which you're trying to get access to. That is where the DDoS comes in, distributed denial of service. So multiple systems are actually carrying out this attack, and it's going to cause the actual user to slow down. That's people who actually has access or who are authorized to access this platform would now be in a traffic. So instead of them getting the information, you as the attacker, you're the one fetching this data or this information. Why them, who are the actual user, are actually queued in a traffic. And that will actually cause something we call denial of service. So it will actually cause something of that's hinder them from accessing the services they are meant to access or gain access to. Yeah, I will explain this thing more when we actually start or working with the cloud computing aspects using AWS. So we also have another one called the SQL injection. This is actually common in website development and so on. So if your website is actually not secure, SQL stands for structural query language. It's actually a database language. Yeah, we actually use to interact or communicate with the database itself. And the database is actually a storage system that stores your file. So this SQL injection and cross-siting scripting is actually a way whereby the attacker gain access to the database and has a read, a write, and a delete access in the database. So what I mean is that it can actually edit content in the database, as to write to it. It can also read the information in the database, and it can also delete data in the database. So once your database is actually not safe, or maybe an attacker has actually infiltrated into your system, it can cause duplicates of data to appear in the system, which can slow down the site at almost some point, shut down the site. Because SQL injection is actually something very, very dangerous and can destroy the functionality of a site. It can also cause leakage of data. I don't know if you do hear about, I think there was a case scenario whereby people started complaining that Google data or Google had the largest breach of their data itself. So there was maybe the attacker who attacked that system actually infiltrated into their database. And since the database is actually large, holding millions of data, it was difficult for them to actually troubleshoot such system. Now, another reason why the attacker was actually able to enter into their system was due to the fact that there was no safety measures or safety system put in place, like an antivirus, to actually scan the database regularly. And they also needed to run some backup on the database, which they avoided. So it led to SQL injection, causing breach of people's data, and that can also even lead to loss of jobs, as the case may be, and loss of confidential informations. Okay, we look at key tools and technology. Yeah, we're looking at firewalls and endpoint protection, network scanner, Nmap, network map, and Wireshark. Yeah, so these ones are actually used. This one will actually be used to detect IP addresses. So the addresses, which or what they are currently doing, which website they're currently visiting, and so on. We also have password managers, and VPN, and we have the Siemens tools, Spank, IBM Q radars. So these are some tools. I think we'll be utilizing most of these tools, like the firewalls and endpoint protection, the network scanner as well, and also password management and VPN. Once we start dealing with the cloud aspect of it. Okay, I think I've been saying a lot in the past few minutes. I think it was even shocking me at some points, but it's all good. So yeah, we have some questions. The first question is, in a company, an asset needs protection. As a cybersecurity, what is the step taken to protect the assets. I don't know if you can give me an answer to the question, or if you can try to throw some light on the question.
Okay, in a company, an asset needs protection. I think um um he gave me. I think talked about maybe
Exactly.
integrity,
Yeah, those
integrity,
CIA,
yeah, CIA,
yeah, CIA, confidentiality, integrity,
yeah,
and availability. Yeah,
and I
those are the
believe.
steps you have to take. One, confidentiality. You have to ensure that the system or the information are actually authorized to the correct user. Integrity. You have to ensure that the information delivered to the end user is actually the information delivered to the end user. So it should not be a different information delivered to the end user. And availability, always ensuring that the assets, which might be a software, which might be an hardware, is always you always check up the assets to back up the entire system and ensure there's no failure of such in the system. Okay, the next question is what is the difference between confidentiality and integrity?
Um, this it ensures when we talk about confidentiality, we talk about like ensuring like only one person is accessible to an a database, being only one person is authorized to one specific information. While I think integrity is an aspect to ensure that informations are not altered, like they are accurate.
Exactly. So confidentiality, ensuring that the each users have access to their own specific
Yeah,
information,
yeah,
while the integrity, ensuring that the information sent is accurate and unaltered and not altered. Exactly. So the third question: what is hashing and why is hashing important?
um by the way I understand, hashing is like it's like an encrypted code that is used to like it's just like you said, the binary format. And am I getting it? You're smiling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although, yeah, I
It's a
think
way
I made
of
mention of it.
protecting one's, if like password. You talked about password. It's just like how will I put it? I'm looking for the right English to use. Uh, it's just like it's a protocol. It's a protocol for a system like being encoded in a binary format to ensure that each users, even if even if you are sending same information, it is going to be decoded differently from other users. It's not going to send same information to the same users, even if you are sending same language to the computer. It's going to decode it differently to different users.
Exactly. So hashing is a process of decoding into binaries, in terms of binaries or hexadecimals, octals, and so on. Those are when I mean binaries, they're actually some binaries are actually something we call machine code. Is a low-level language that the computer tends to understand, and is going to use that to pinpoint to the right user or access itself. And I gave an instance of where I actually open up a particular website, and the password I typed in plain text was actually hashed, as was encrypted to avoid
Yeah.
from being hacked. Exactly. So that's correct. Okay. All right. So next, we'll be looking at the terminal and the command line basics. All right. So we have done a lot of theory back then, and yeah, those theories are actually very, very important. Even why we are even at this point itself. So we'll be looking at terminal. Although Mr. Prince actually share more light on this, but I'll actually run through some of the terms we'll need in here and the command line basics. Now, the terminal and the command line basics. The command line is an essential tool used to understand an operating system and also the basics for learning networking and understanding cyber threats and programming. Now, let's just picture this as we trying to gain access or get access to our operating system. Now, I would like you to know that not all operating system actually has this thing called GUI. GUI stands for graphical user interface, just like the visuals or the graphics we're actually seeing in here. Now, operating systems like Linux actually works more on or with the command line prompts. So the command line prompt is, or the command line, as the case may be, is something we call a terminal. Is a way, or is a software we can actually use to communicate, navigate, and also carry out some other networking terms on. So at this stage, I think I will give room for Mr. Prince to actually take up from here and share more light on yeah, the terminal and the command line basics. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I would let you understand what command line is, which is called CDM. So practically, command line are tools that developers use, and every cybersecurity is supposed to understand the basic use and command prompt you're supposed to use for to be able to give you a particular result at a given time. So this command prompts or command line comes with your system, which you're using, whether you're using Windows 7, Windows 10, or Windows 11 operating system. It comes with it directly because um, the computer was built in a way for you to understand that you have to be able to initiate some things in it. If it's not working properly, you can initiate some things in it that can make it stop or work at a time. So what is command prompt? The terms command prompt stands for
Command what? What do you call it, sir?
what is CDM? That is short from
Okay.
CDM, which is called Common Data Model. So this stands for the different things depending of an industry or context you are trying to achieve on the system. So there are different patterns. So there's a web version. There's a web part where you can go online and apply a command prompt for something to do. Maybe you're working on the app, working on a server. You can just use the web version, but on your system there's a local pattern you can just use on your system. Whereby we just type something, do this for me, and the system will just give you an answer immediately without asking you much stories or much works there.
Okay.
So let me give you for one instance, let me give you an example of how to bring out Wi-Fi password or bring out um all the Wi-Fi that has been logged in on your system. So let's do that quickly. So
Okay.
I'm gonna display my system here,
Okay.
and you can actually follow by typing the things I typed. So it's gonna bring out the same prompts for you. Give me a second. I'm typing. I'm displaying my system. Um, you could see my system, right?
Yeah, yeah, I could see.
All right. So I'm going to write a command prompt that will show me all the Wi-Fi that has been logged in on this my system. So currently I'm using a Zeus Zeus um Zeus IP 16 W10 gaming system. It's a built system, so it was built for me. So
Okay.
it comes with 32 gig RAM, 32 gig RAM, and 1 TB with 16 gig graphics card with a quick refresh rate of 16,000. It's purely a gaming system. It's
Okay.
very small, very very small stuff. If I can show you, it's a very very small stuff. You can see it. I can put it inside my bag along with me when going home.
Okay.
Mm. Sure, you can really see this thing very well. So I can put it in my bag when going home. It's very very
Okay.
light, but it's a very fast processive device. It works like a killing machine.
Mhm.
All
I'll
right.
be looking forward to having one of those kind of laptop very soon.
It's not a laptop. It's a box.
Okay, the box.
CPU. It's a CPU. It
Okay.
was built. It was just I sent my specification to the US and they built it for me and they sent it over to me.
Okay.
Mm. So it's something they used to do over there. You can just build something like that for you and spend at least 1 point. I think 1.7, 1.7, 1.8 with delivery 1.950. All right, so let me write one command prompt that can actually show me all the Wi-Fi login on my system. So this is one instance for you to be able to rectify and say that okay, how many Wi-Fi was accessed through my system, or how many LAN was accessed through my system. But I'm going to use Wi-Fi for the first instance. So I will type something called NETSH. When I press enter, it gives me this. It gives me NETSH, and it's going to ask me what do I want. I'll not say I want.
What's the this NETSH? Is that the command tone for just the Wi-Fi or what?
Yes, it's a
Or it
command
stands for
prompt. It's a
for just
command
specifically
prompt to
Wi-Fi?
just pop up. Yeah, pops all the Wi-Fi. It just
Okay.
shows you all the Wi-Fi
So it means
that has been.
there are other command tones that would other languages you input on the system that's going to give you different information
Exactly. Yes.
as much as you want. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would then put WLAN, which is LAN, right? And
Yeah.
show profile. I'll click enter. You can see it shows me all the profile that has been all the Wi-Fi profile that has been logged in
Okay.
on my system. Now let me say I then want to bring out this particular one, the password. This this one is my phone, while this one is my MiFi, the one I use around, and this one is my office Wi-Fi. So I would do something. I would call a prompt, call um this. I'm gonna just copy it. I'm gonna copy this. Well, let me put it somewhere where I'm gonna type it so that I won't forget. So I'm gonna call here. I'm gonna ask Airtel, Airtel space 4G, just exactly like the way I have it here. Just all what I have here.
Okay.
I can just copy and come here, but I don't want to type. I can just copy and come here to not waste my time in doing that. Not to waste my time in doing that. Then I'm going to apply oh, sorry. I typed this 2 times. So I'll put this quotes and I'll put space key, capital letter K, key equals to clear. Sorry, there's a mistake here. I'm supposed to put this quotes twice. Let me put the quotes twice. This double quotes here twice. Yeah. What is it saying? It's saying clear. So I feel there's an error. There's an error here where I need to work on. So it's, oh, sorry. I'm supposed to say show Wi-Fi before I said that first thing I said. Sorry. So show LAN show profile space then double quotes. Inside the double quote, I'll now put this Airtel 4G wireless. Then outside it, I will now set key equals to clear. So you can see. So it brings out all the information about this Wi-Fi, and it shows me that this is a password here, content key, and it shows me this is a password. So I can do the same.
Okay.
I can do the same to bring out this particular one out. I can do the same to bring it out. I will do the same to bring it out. So I will just go here and say um where I have it again. Sorry, where do I have that? Show Wi-Fi, show LAN, whatever. WC show line stuff. Okay, this is it here. This thing here. I'll go down. I'll put it there. Put the
Your
double quotes
profile.
inside the double quotes. I will go again. I will copy this. I'll go down. I'll paste it outside. I'll I will then say I will
Yeah.
then say key equals to clear. Yeah, key equals to clear. I want to start this with a capital letter. I'm sorry, it's supposed to be on a small letter. This clear is supposed to be on a small letter.
Yeah, I think there's a space. There's a space in the galaxy.
Oh yeah, I see this space. Sorry. So there's a space here. There's not supposed to be any space here.
And the clear should be in small letter as well.
Clear in small letter. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it shows me this is the password for that. I could capture the password. So in this way, you could see anybody that is connected to you, that has connected to your system,
So
or any Wi-Fi that's connected
this
to your system.
window PowerShell you use now, like, is it an app on its own, or?
Yeah, it came with your system.
Okay. So I can just search for window PowerShell, and it's gonna
You
come
can
up. The app is gonna
yeah
come up.
yeah it's gonna come up. It comes to the system.
Let me check.
It comes to the system.
Okay.
Yeah, just to add to what he has said also. So for the command line prompts, we it's actually a tool, like I said, to navigate around your system, and also a very, very important networking tool. Just like what it's trying to do now, is trying to access Wi-Fi's that the system has been connected to using the Mesh WLAN. The Mesh WLAN stands for network shell. Yeah, and the WLAN there is actually the local name for Wi-Fi, which is the wireless local area network itself. Now, once you
Okay.
open up your command prompt, you have to open up your command prompt or the window PowerShell as an administrator to be able to access this same information. So what you have to do is that you just have to type command prompts. Once you type CMD on your this thing on your
On your
search box,
search box. Yeah.
yeah, it's going to come up. Then you right click on it and select run as an administrator. Moreover, then once you run as an administrator, you'll be able to use the or access the network shell itself to display profiles of Wi-Fi connected, as well as also display some of the drivers connected to your system. So another one to type in here is Nash Wyland show drivers. That will show all the drivers in your machine itself. So it's going to show if you have an hotspot driver, a Wi-Fi driver, as well as any other networking drivers that are very, very important for you to interact with the network itself.
Okay.
All right. So let me clear everything I did here. I can use the exit format, or I can just clear out everything I've written here by just writing clear, by just spelling out clear. Sorry to use, or exit, if that will not work. So this depending on the system or the kind of this thing you are using.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I'm typing on the wrong format. I need to take out from this place I am, because I'm already on the searching for all the Wi-Fi, so I can't use this command again to clear out everything I'm doing. So this is it. Clears out everything. If you want, I can show you that again. So already I'm already on that CD. I'm already on that command code that can allow you bring out all the Wi-Fi that has been connected on the system.
So if I'm to bring out the Wi-Fi connected to my system, it's just to go to my window PowerShell and
Yes,
just put that notch.
that NAS. Yes.
Then um
Then when you put the NAS, it's going to ask you what command you want to do. So you now said it will now
check
bring out the
check.
NAS, something like, let me show you again. So let's say NAS, N N E T C H NETSH, sorry. So it's going to bring out this command and to now ask you what do you want this command to do. Now this command is to bring out LAN connected on the system and Wi-Fi connected on the system. All the Wi-Fi that connected on the system. So you will now ask the system that I want a the Wi-Fi, which is the LAN, Wi-Fi show profile. So in that, it's going to show you all the system, all the Wi-Fi on the system. So I've showed you how to. I can change the command prompts on Hangout here, on chat here, the chat box here. So you just have
Okay.
them. Yeah.
Okay, I think I'm on it. I've seen mine too on my laptop.
Okay. So after I ask you for Nash, the next thing is to do. That's the next thing to do. Then you're going to do something called um show show profile.
Your
Show
profile.
profile. Yes. Show profile with those double quotes. Show profile with those double quotes and the name of the Wi-Fi inside and outside. You now put key equals to clear. So let's take this out. So let me just clear this exit. So I'm exiting. Let me clear and start and do something else. So I'm going to do something else again called so this particular one will help you bring out all the guide on your system and shows you every prompt that you can access using the command line. So it's called help.
Help.
Yeah. So you can say topic help window PowerShell help system. Short description shows up about Windows PowerShell and stuff like that. So in this part, I could say so they could ask me what help do I want, what function do I want. So let me say drivers.
So I'm sorry, please. How did you clear the other command that was on the after the notch? You just press cleared and everything cleared up.
No, I press exit. After exit, it brought me down to a fresh command. Then from that fresh command, I press clear. It clears out everything.
Okay.
Yeah, so you press exit, you type exit. After exit, then you press clear.
Okay. 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 Okay.
Mm.
I'm with you, sir.
You get that? Okay. So in this part, it's going to ask me what help do I need. So as I said, we wanted to bring out the drivers on the system, all the drivers on the system. So we wanted to bring out all the drivers on the system for it to show us all the drivers that have been driven on the system and the ones that are not driven, the ones that are yet to be driven on the system. So there are different ways to do that. If I click on help and it still do not give me that those content I need or those things I need, I could use a different format. Sorry,
Okay.
so I'm trying to type something here and it's not allowing me to type. I'm trying to type something here and it's not allowing me to type. It's not allowing me to type anything on this.
Yeah,
So I'm
I don't
going
know if you
to
can press enter.
I press enter. It's not allowing me to do anything. What enter
Yeah,
is allowing me to do is to
no, keep going down, keep going down. It's
is
actually going to
to
exit. Yeah, continue. It's going to exit by itself.
apart from doing this, there are other ways to just bring out all the drivers on the system.
This is like yeah,
Okay, I've
exactly.
seen
So
it.
it's going to
I've seen it. I've seen what I want. So I'll press to help. Where's my PowerShell? Even open with it. What's the error I'm having here is that my PowerShell is connected to my CMD. I've configured it in a way, but it's connected to my CMD. That's why it's not bringing out the right prompt like the way it's one is supposed to bring out. So I've linked them together. So I could either use this PowerShell because your system to have PowerShell.
Okay.
Your system have PowerShell. But let me exit this and declare. Don't worry, I'll use this PowerShell once and for all. So I'll type something called CLS. Okay, yeah, you're taking me down to PowerShell. That's command prompt back by using CMS. So from here I'll do help. So when I do help, it shows me every stuff on the system. So it shows me here display or modify files, extraction, accession. Um, we want to bring out drivers, display set of dates. No, I need drivers on the system. All the drivers, all the things that have been driven on the system. That's what I need.
So now you're actually using, you're not using window PowerShell now, you're using command prompt.
Command prompt, yeah, that's what I use.
What's the difference between why are we using command prompt instead of window shell?
So the reason why I'm using command prompt is command prompt will allow me to view command and files on the system. But window shell was configured on this my system to be able
Okay.
to prompt prompt my backend code to my VS code. That was the reason why I tried to configure the both of them together. So if I'm using command prompt, it's going to still carry me down to Windows Shell because that is the only way I can use to access my VS code.
But
terminal.
me that I'm actually using Windows Shell now, can I do what you're doing now on Windows Shell with
Yes.
this command prompt? I can do same thing with my Windows Shell.
Not all, not everything you can do there. You can't do
Okay.
everything there. Yes, you can't do everything on that.
Like this one you are doing now, this one you are doing now. Can I do it on Windows Shell? But I need to go to command prompt.
No, you need to go to command prompt to do it. To
Okay.
do this, you can't just Windows Share will not give you this information. So from here,
Okay.
for you to just choose Windows Share back, you just click on this. You see this icon there. You see this
Okay.
icon where my just click it. You're going to see command prompt. Take yourself back to command prompt. You can see I also I can't show you my system is not viewing that part. It also have other prompts there. It has developer command prompt for VS 2025. It has Azure Cloud Shell. It also
Sorry,
has
sir. I'm
developer
sorry, sir. Sorry to
PowerShell.
cut you short, sir. What was
Mm-hmm.
the code you imputed? The command code was you said CLE, ABC.
Help.
There was something. There was something
Are you
imputed to get this.
to get this
Okay, well, just normal
CLS?
help. Just help.
CLS. Yeah, but to
Okay.
get this, you need help just type help to get this.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna type something called Nash again. NCNETSH. Then Y, which is wireless show driver. So these are all the drivers on my system. All the drivers on my system. All the things that my system operates with on a regular basis. So this is telling you that I'm using an Intel driver. This is the version of my system. This is my um, this is my native Wi-Fi driver that I'm using. I'm using the native Wi-Fi driver. I'm also using a radio transmission that allows Bluetooth and other connectivity connect fast. For chips on my system, these are all the chips that are on my system. Because if you look at the back of my my server of my system, I have a lot of chips. I have a lot of things attached there. A lot of chips. You can't see it very well.
Okay,
There's
I can see it.
some there are some that I'm not even using. I'm not using at all. There are some I'm not using at all. So I'm going to just say um also I didn't show you the name of
Sorry,
my
sir. Um, I want to know the keyword you press to get to this
to
chip.
get to
I
this.
know.
So I
Yeah.
press I press something called look at it here. Nash
Okay.
Wi-Fi
Show
driver,
driver.
show driver. Yeah, that's what I did. So I could put it there for you to see also. So I could from here also update drivers on the system that are not updated on the system.
Okay.
So I could do that. I could do that from this end too by using the same command prompts, the same command prompts I did or I use. So these are those basic process you could do. So another thing I understand you do know how to navigate through viewing drivers and systems and drivers that are actually updated on your system. Do you know how to do that?
No, 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 no.
So in case you see something missing or you try using your cameras and it's not being if not be showing that drivers camera not been drove or something not been done, you can do that to the command prompt. If you try using a driver system driver or the CD to drive it and it doesn't work, you can use the command prompt to do it. When you connect to internet, you can do that to do it and it's going to work. It's going to work. like normal drivers on the system.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do help again. I'm gonna do help again, and I'm going to ask the computer that I need it to show you the name, which is CD library and the rest. So I'm gonna type CD space directory underscore name I.e space CD desktop. So this prompt does not work. Sorry, this prompt does not work. This prompt is just supposed to be CD CD. Let's use CD directory first to bring out a particular prompt. I'm sorry, CD directory name. Sorry, CD underscore name. Still did not work. Let me use this. Let me use this for instance. Let me see where it's going to pop up. This particular this thing did not work. Just give me a second. Let me find this particular one. Okay. Yeah. I've gotten what I wanted. So this GI is to bring out basically my window version, if I have an emulator running on my system, it can actually show me other things that are external installed on my system. So these things you are seeing are things that I've installed on my system. I've installed a Android emulator on my system. I've also installed something called Cargo. This allows me to write a programming language called Native React Native. I've also installed Docker on my system. I've also installed Elementor Console. I've also installed exports. So these are things I installed Vice using that are outside my system, that are not supposed to be on my system, but I installed them using this command prompts. Another thing here is that I could also from this command prompt view all. Do you want to type this on your system?
No, I already typed it already. I
Okay,
typed it
yeah,
already.
okay. So it shows me my system serial number. For that's what it shows me for my system serial number. So it shows me that and other things that I can do on my system, other things that are showing that are on my system that I can view on my system. So Emmanuel, I can allow you explain others for him on how we can rectify this. I have something to catch up now. Like I have a text to catch up now in my office. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Emmanuel, can you continue from there, please?
All right. Thank you. All right. Thank you, Mr. Prince. Okay. So I would actually take over from here. Now, what is actually trying to show you is very, very important. Like I said, in networking and also system administration, as well as introducing you to programming. Now, okay, I think I will take over from his screen and share my own screen so that I can proceed from here. Yes, I don't know if you can see my screen, please.
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Great. So I will just open up my PowerShell. Now, before I actually proceed with this, yeah, I will come down to my folder. Now, there's something called File Explorer. That's the blue icon button at your taskbar. The taskbar, that is the item or the content at the bottom itself. Now, in that taskbar, I have something called the File Explorer, and the File Explorer is actually a visual or a GUI that actually shows me a way to actually sort and arrange my files, for instance. Now, for instance, the command line or the command tool itself, like I say, it can be used to navigate around my system. Now, this is a folder, right, located in this PC and desktop. Now, when you come down to the command prompts, I'm having a path here. The path is called C/users/admin. Now, what does this mean? This is actually a location. This path C/users/admin is actually location on my hard drive. So before I even start creating anything, let me try to walk you through on how to find this on your File Explorer. So I will come down back to my File Explorer. So once you come back to your File Explorer, you have this. Click on this PC, and you have this. Now you discover that at this first part, we actually have folders in here. Then at the other part, at the bottom, we have something called devices and drives. Please, can you see me?
Yeah, I can see.
Great. So you can see the C label is attached to my local drive. For yours, it might be E. For others, it might be F, or it might be anything.
So
So this
what does the
C
letter,
label,
what does it symbolize?
yeah,
Like
it's
C D.
yeah, C here symbolize a part in my local drive. Let me come back to my command prompt and explain this. Now, admin is actually a folder stored inside the user folder, stored inside the C label, which is the hard drive label name. So the
Okay,
C here
okay, okay.
is actually the hard drive label name, simply means it is a folder in my hard drive. So coming back here, this is a folder in my hard drive. So once I click on this, I should see some subfolders in it. So once you click on this, you can see I have something called users. So that is where the users came from. I don't know if you understand
Okay.
me. Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
user
yeah,
here, E/users/admin.
yes.
Now, simply means that in the user folder, there's another subfolder called admin. So once I double click on this, I'll have another folder for my called admin. For yours, it might be different.
Man, I'm seeing HP and public.
Exactly. So HP is actually where all the other folders you have right access to are placed. So once I click on admin, I have some set of folders. Now, the command line interface, like I said, is actually going to help me navigate around this same thing. Now, for instance, let's come back to the command line interface. Now, for the command line interface, let's say that I want to go back from admin back to users. But before I can do this, remember Mr. Prince said something that before you can even start typing a command, you have to type the word help, which is one of the most very first important command in the command line interface. So once I type the help command, it's going to bring out a list of commands I can type. Now, these commands are very, very important. So I will walk you through most of the ones we'll be using. The first one I actually used was actually something we call clear screen, CLS. So once you type the help, it's going to bring out a list of commands. So you navigate, is arranged alphabetically. So you navigate to the C, and in the C line, we have something called CLS. Now, what does that
Okay.
stand for? It's a way to actually clear off the entire help details showed up here. So I'll type CLS, and automatically they are wiped off. So you can see the essence of the
Okay.
CLS. Yeah, to actually
Okay.
clear these things off from the screen. Exactly, so that you can have a
Okay.
clean interface to type. Now you discover there's something blinking in this command prompt, also in the PowerShell as well.
Blinking. Yeah,
Yeah, there's a
beneath. PowerShell or
exactly.
command prompt? Is
Yeah,
it on
both in
PowerShell or command
PowerShell.
prompt?
Yes, it is
Okay,
both
and
in
both in PowerShell
PowerShell
and command prompt.
and command prompt.
And
Yeah.
command prompt,
Now,
yes.
exactly. Now, Mr. Prince also said something. It said that they have different command line tools for different operating system. In Windows, we make use of command prompts, Bash, and PowerShell. For Linux, we make use of Bash, Zedge, and Some other
Sorry,
ones
what's
like,
Linux? Sorry, sir, what's
oh, okay. I'm so sorry about this. Linux is actually an operating system. There are three types of operating system. We have Linux, we have Mac, and we have Windows. Windows is a familiar operating system we all know about. Mac is another operating system made by Apple. As Windows is made by
yeah.
Microsoft, Mac is made by Apple, then Linux. Now, the Mac operating system actually runs on the Linux operating system. So Linux is just like the Windows operating system, just that it's different completely from the Windows operating system. Now, the reason why it's different from the Windows operating system is because almost everything in the Linux operating system requires you to understand or have a basic knowledge of the command line. Yeah, so this particular stuff blinking right here is called a prompt. It's called
Okay,
a
what's
prompt.
a prompt? Okay, a prompt.
Yeah, yeah, the cursor blinking over there is called a prompt. Please give me a minute. Let me get something done.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that, please. Just a little busy. Please, is my screen still up?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
All right. So I was trying to talk about the prompts, trying to show up there. The prompt is something very, very important in almost every editor. Now, an editor is actually a tool we use to communicate or write some set of code or instruction to the computer to read. So that is an editor. So the command prompt is an editor. So being an editor is something we'll be using to interact and navigate around our computer. Now, like we said initially, once we come down to the File Explorer, okay, my File Explorer, this. Now you discover that in the local disk, I have the user, right, which is a folder in my local disk label C, right? I
Yeah,
don't know if you can see it.
yeah, I
The
can
top.
see it. I can see.
Yeah, we have the users and we have the admin. So an admin is a folder in the user folder. So an admin is something we call a subfolder in the user folder. And the user folder is a subfolder in the local disk. Now we are calling this thing folders, but another name for folders is called directories. Another name for
Okay.
folders is called directories. Yeah. So I'll come back to my command prompts and you will discover that automatically when I open up my program or my command prompt, it automatically takes me to this part called /user/admin automatically. Now, the reason for that is because that is the only part in your system whereby you have write access to. So it's only part in
Okay.
your system you have write and edit access to. And it's very, very important. That is where you store all your files, be it in a folder called desktop and so on. So I will show you that one after the other. Now, let's see how to navigate back. Remember from here, the admin, the user, the label. If I want to navigate back, I can simply click on the user and you discover that I'm back to the user folder. And in the user folder, I can see the admin, dev2 users, and public, right? And back again to the local disk, I can see I have some of these other important details. Now, let's see how to achieve the same navigation with the command prompts. So the first thing I will type is the help command to get my list of command. So I'll run through the help command again. That's details of the help command. Although we're not going to be using all of them, we're just going to be using the ones that are actually very, very important, and will be and in subsequent classes we'll be using them more often itself. One of them is called CD. So once you type help, it's going to give you the list of these commands. Then you're going to look for the word called CD. There's a description here saying it's going to display the name of or change the current directory. Don't forget what I said about directory. Directory is
There's
also
another name
called
for folder.
a folder. Exactly. Yes. So one of them is to change the directory. The other one is actually called CLS. And it stands for what? Clear screen. clear screen, which is very important. The next one we're looking at is called DEL, DEL, and it stands for delete one or more files. Delete one or more files. The next one is called DIR, which stands for display a list of files and subdirectory in a folder. Displays a list of files and subdirectories in a folder. Great. Yeah. So the next one we have is called echo. Please, I would like you to be taking them down so that we
Okay.
can just go through them at once instead of me typing it up again to come back to the commands.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. All right. So there's some other ones here which are very, very important. We have the label to create, change, or delete the volume label of a disk. Now we have one very important one here called MD, and it stands for create a directory. Likewise, MKDIR.
MD. That's MD, right?
Yes, there are two of them in here. We have MD, create a directory, MKDIR, create a directory. MD stands for make directory. MKDIR is also the same format, make directory. Yeah, so we have another one here called move. Move. Move is used to change, it's used to move one file from another place to another. I'll actually explain this in the File Explorer for you so that you can understand it more better. So that's the move. Then we have the rename. We have the rename and REN. REN and rename are actually the same thing. They tend to rename a file or files. Then we have another one called replace, to replace a file. And we have RMDIR, which stands for removes a directory. Removes a directory. Then there was one command he actually mentioned, which is called exit. So let's look for that. Exit. So you can see what the exit does. Quit the cmd.exe file command interpreter. Great. So I think I have listed out close to 10 or 11 thereabouts.
Yeah, more than that.
Okay, great. Now, before we even come down to start writing the command, let's come back to the File Explorer. So let's start with the first one. The first one is actually, we can actually apply the CLS here. We can actually clear screen here, but we can actually change directory. Now, once I click on desktop, I've changed directory from this PC to what? To desktop. Now, what about if I click on learning? I've changed directory from desktop to learning. So this is the change command. Now, what about if I want to go back to the previous stage? I'll click on desktop. You can see I've left that directory called learning, and I'm back to the what? To the desktop directory. What about if I want to leave desktop directory? I've left that same desktop directory back to the what? This PC directory. Great. So that's the essence of the change. I'll show you how to write those commands on the command prompt. I'm going to be seeing how to navigate around as well. Now, I think one of them we have was, okay, let's come back to the desktop directory. And let's say I want to create a file, a folder in here. Remember, there was a command to create a folder called md or mkdir, create a folder or directory itself. So for me to create a folder in here, I can right click and click on new, then click on folder. And here I can have, I can now put the name of the folder. Let's say, cybersecurity, and click on enter. So this is a way to actually make a new folder, a new directory. You can see we're actually doing this not in the command prompts, but we'll learn how to navigate with the command prompts and see how powerful the command prompt is or can be used to navigate around from one place to another.
Okay.
So yeah, so this is a way of creating a new folder using the command called mkdir. We're going to be doing that in the command prompt by typing that command. But here in the graphical user interface, moreover, we are going to be right-clicking, selecting a new folder, and naming the folder itself. Now, what about if we want to rename this folder? You can press F2 on our keyboard. We first of all click on the folder, then press F2 on the keyboard, then rename it to a different name. So this is the name, this is a way to rename. Now, what about if I want to move this folder? Remember, there was a command to move called move, right? Move a file or
Just move.
subdirectory.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I can drag this folder. I can hold my left click, just hold the left click, then use my hand to drag the folder to another folder. Now, what did you observe? I have moved the folder from that particular location to the learning location. So let me click on it. Now you can see I have the security folder in the learning folder at the top. So the security folder is now a subfolder in the learning folder. Now, what about if I want to delete this? I can just click on it and press delete on my keyboard. And you discover that what? The folder has been deleted. So that's the del command, to delete that. Great. So we have learned almost every command in there. Now let's see how to utilize the command line to navigate around the system itself. So I'll come back to the command line tool. Now let's say I want to navigate from user back to from admin back to the user. How can I navigate from the admin back to the user? So to navigate from the admin to the user, I will type a command cd space dot dot. Now what this command I just typed means is that move one step back. So if I press enter on my keyboard, now I don't know if you observe something in here. Let's take this up. I don't know if you observe
This
anything.
CD means display the name or change. That's what it meant. That's what it means on that other on the
Exactly.
command prompt.
Yes, that is what it means. You can actually use it to display the name of or change the current directory.
Okay.
Change the current directory. Yeah, so what I did is that I've changed my current directory from admin to user. So the directory in here was what? User, which was the current directory. I then changed this to what? To users. And how do I do that? By typing cd space dot dot. I don't know if you get me.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. So let me change now to the previous directory. The previous directory was actually what? User. How would I do this? I would type cd space admin. You know, mine is admin, yours is HP. So you type
Yeah, mine
cd.
is
Exactly. So you can see what happened now. I am back into the what? To the admin directory. I don't know if you can see this.
I'm seeing it, but I want you to come again. I'm kind of confused.
Okay, cd dot dot we actually take you to the previous directory. Now, in here, I have three directories: admin slash users 2 slash level C. So my
Yes.
local drive. Exactly. So if I want to go back one step, I'll type cd dot dot. It's going to take me off from admin directory down to the user directory.
User directory. Okay.
Exactly. So that's what I did here in my command prompt. Let's say, for instance, I'm in the desktop directory, right? I want to go forward. I will click on learning, for instance. Now you can see I'm in the learning directory, right? You can see the
Yeah.
content of the desktop directory is no more showing, but what? The
Yeah.
learning directory. Now if I go back,
Yes.
I'm
You
now
show
in the what?
the desktop directory.
Exactly. So that is the same thing we're actually doing in the command prompt. But there's something
Okay.
missing. Now you discover that I can't find this thing that is here. So let's come back here. You know, in here we're actually having, let me type cd dot dot in here. Yeah, cd. Okay, great. Now I can't see those contents just like the way I saw them in my desktop. So let's check that. Remember, the users directory is actually in the C level, your local drive. Click on this. We look for users, right? In users, we have
Yeah.
all this. So I want to be able to see the same thing, just like the way I'm seeing it here in the GUI. I want to be able to see them in my command prompt. How can I achieve this?
Okay.
I will come down to my command prompt and I will type dir. So let's come down to the help again. What does dir stands for? It stands for what? Um, a,
Directory.
a list of files and subdirectories.
Okay. List
So
of files.
and subdirectories, exactly. So if I type dir and press enter, now you can see I have something. You can see I have
Yep.
almost what I have with my I have in my GUI. Admin, default,
So you
dev
have admin default,
dev
but it's not bringing it as what is. It's not writing it the same way it is on the folder. It's quite different from the way it's writing on the command prompt.
yeah, because that is the graphic interface. You don't expect the command prompt to
Okay.
actually show you the way it is on the graphical user interface.
Okay.
It's actually just going to show you the name of the content in that directory. She's going to tell you that they actually contain the same details. So in the command prompt, the command prompt is actually what will give you understanding of what that GUI is doing, how you can move from one place to another, and the reason of or the essence of moving from one place to another. Now you can see I have admin, dev2 user, public in here, right? Same thing I have
Yes.
over here. Admin, dev2 user, and public. Great. And I have some other hidden files that are not shown by default. These are for security reasons by Microsoft. So there's no need to bother about that because those files are actually not meant to be tampered with. That's why they're not being showed. So anytime you see dots or dots, the listed out as a list of directories or text file in command prompts, it simply means that they're hidden. They can't be seen. So same thing applies to the GUI. You know, in the GUI, you can't even see that. I can't see those hidden files. I can only see admin, default, dev2, and public.
Yep.
That's what that is what this is displaying. Now, the default is actually an hidden file for security reasons because you can't write on that file. You can only read that file itself or that directory as the case may be. Now, I would like to change to one of the directories I have here. So let me try to change to something that I don't have here. Remember, I have admin, dev2 users, and public, right? Let's try to change to something we don't
Yep.
have here. D something. Now you can see the error or the message we're having. The system
Yep.
cannot part specify. Why? Is because they're not listed out here. I can only change to what is listed out here. So now let's change to that current directory. CD space admin. I can see what we have here. We have actually entered the admin directory. Now let's check for the contents. What's the command to check for the contents in this directory? Lists, files, or subdirectory. DI, right?
Yes. 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 So even if the file is written in small letter or capital letter, it's still going to work. It's still going to bring the same command result.
Exactly. So what now is our contents in this directory? I'll say we have in the directory. Let's go back to the file manager. So in the file manager, I'll click on admin, and you can see what's happening here. We have the same contents. I don't know if you can see this.
Yeah, I can see it, sir.
Exactly. So we actually have the same contents. Now, this is actually needed and very, very important for we to understand how the command line from works.
So, sir, sorry, sir. What was the last command you imputed on the command prompts that brought out all this? Hello, work. Are you there?
You'll jump back soon. You're asking a
Oh,
question.
yeah. I mean, there was something like this file on the local disk. I don't know what the command Tony actually imputed. I brought it on the command prompts.
Okay,
I
the
don't know whether it
command
was DR.
is the how you use. The how brings out all these command prompt that you can use to now choose whatever you want to.
Uh,
So are
okay.
you on D? Have you clicked DR already?
Yeah, I've picked DR. It's just bringing just my It's just bringing the let me switch so you can see what's actually. Can I switch my screen?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. This is what it's bringing up. after the DR. Can you see my screen, sir? Like,
Yeah. So what? Take your screen to the left. So it say HP. So click
yeah.
HP. Can actually use HP.
Okay, HP.
Yeah.
Now you press HP.
Exactly the same prompt that is showing you there. Let me see. Let me see. Your camera is shifting. So my own DR is showing me other basic my basic information about my system. So is that what you're getting? Basic information
Yeah,
about your
I'm
system.
actually getting like the information on my let me check my coming on my local discs, the
Your
normal one.
local
But there
fix,
was
okay.
I don't know what you pressed that brought up almost everything. Almost that, apart from the one I'm seeing. I don't know if you can see the one on my screen now.
Yeah,
There
I
was
can
something
see.
else. Yeah, there was something else. I think there was a command prompt he pressed that brought up that displayed other files under that local disk too.
Okay, the files under the local disks.
Yes.
Okay, okay. Let me try. Let me track my own hand if it's going to pop up.
Check prompt. So I don't know. Let me see.
So what it did was CD um dear, okay, dear. I think so. No, why did I make this mistake? Okay, dear. My own like you said, different system, different specification, different
Okay.
operating system. So my operating system is not allowing me to be able to view files on my system, except I'm going through a different particular model.
Okay.
Yeah. So for me now, what I can do was to what I would do that I can bring that out is to use the command pro
Okay.
I'm going to
Okay.
use
I think I've
for
actually gotten.
cd equals to c. So I'll just press document. After I press dr, just press document, and it's supposed to bring out all my document on my system. All
Okay.
my
I think I've gotten
gotten
it.
that from your end.
Yeah. I think let me. This was what I was trying to get.
Okay.
Inform these informations. These ones.
Okay, those information. Oh.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to get. I was trying to get. I think it is network or something. I just.
It's back now. Are you back?
Yeah,
Okay.
yes.
All
I
right.
had a little network
Okay.
disconnection. Yeah, so I'm so sorry about that. Let me just quickly share my screen again and continue from where I stopped. Yes, please, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I think I want to make things more easier. So I'm going to open up the command prompts side by side with the PowerShell. So the commands in the command prompt can also be written in the PowerShell. And yeah, you can get the
Okay.
same output or the outputs. So yeah, I did cd. Okay, let's type it here. So in the command prompt, we type cd dot dot, and we have the users, right?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
now you discover that in the let me navigate back to my file explorer. In the file explorer, anytime I click on a particular what do you call it, on a particular folder, I can see the contents immediately on it, right? I
Yeah.
want to achieve that same functionality in my command prompt. So this is what we're going to do. Now, in the command prompts here, the command prompts, I will try to access the admin folder again, then see the content at once. So I'm going to join two commands or two instructions together. So the first thing I will type is to change the directory to the admin. So cd space admin space. Then I will use a keyword called and to join these two commands together. So that once I run it, automatically I'm going to access that folder called admin and see the contents in the admin folder. So I'll hold my shift key and press 7. I think the and key is on 7 twice, 1, 2, and press space. Then once I've done this, I will type dir. Now what's going to happen here is that, first of all, I will change my paths from c/users to c/users/admin and display the content. That is the meaning of the dir. So I'm changing to c/users/admin and displaying the content, which is dir. Remember, we said dir is to list the directory or subdirectory. That's files or
Yes.
subdirectory. Exactly. So let me run this to see. I can see the beauty of this. Automatically, once I run this, I type this command cd admin and dir. Once I click on enter, automatically I was able to access the user directory, that's the admin directory moreover, and also the content, more like the subfolders and the files in the admin directory. I don't know if you can see this.
Yeah, I can see it, sir.
Exactly. So let's try that on the command on the window PowerShell as well. So I'll type cd admin and dir. Okay. Now the command in the PowerShell might not work like the way the command works in command prompts. So in command prompts, instead of me typing dir, I can type ls. And okay, let me just try typing dir. Okay, it's not even working that way. So so it's not allowing me to use. You can see the commands
Mine
are
is
actually
saying, I'm
quite.
trying to do my own is saying system cannot find. I'm sure I'm doing a mistake somewhere. Say system cannot find
Yeah,
pattern. I'm
I
sure
hope
I'm
you're not
doing a
using the
mistake
same
somewhere.
parts I'm using because mine is admin, yours is HP.
I'm using the same part. Okay, supposed to be HP. Okay, yeah, CD HP.
Okay,
Okay, I can share you. Can
can you share your
can you see it,
screen?
sir? I'm sharing my screen.
Yes, I can. I can.
Okay,
Uh, all right. The reason why, okay, yeah, I can't see your screen clearly.
I'm coming. I'm sorry. Just give me. I'm sharing my screen now. Oh, eh, ah, I don't know. Can you see my screen?
Okay, I can't really see your screen, but this is what I will do. I will stop sharing. I don't know if you can see my own screen. There's a
I mean, I can
button
see
where
your
my
screen. I can
yeah,
see your
there's a
screen.
button where my mouse is actually hovering on. I don't know if you can see that. If you can see the button my mouse is actually hovering on.
Yes, 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 yes.
Exactly. Click on that button and click on share screen.
Yeah,
Click on the
that's what I'm
button.
doing. Share screen. That's what I'm doing.
Okay. Kindly do it again. Let's see.
I just did that now. I don't know what's happening. Start broadcast.
It's not coming up.
Not coming up. Let me try again. Not coming up. Bro. I'll need to check my phone then. CD HP.
No. You have to check the parts first of all. What's the part? What's the current part you're seeing there? Is it the C label only, or is it the E label you have in yours?
I don't understand what you mean by that, sir.
Okay. Let me share my screen and show you the meaning of parts. I think you missed that part out. Uh, yeah, I don't know if you can see my screen.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Yeah, this particular thing is called parts. Where my cursor is actually.
Okay.
Exactly. Where is yours currently on? Is it just on user or C?
Mine is on. Let me see. It's on just normal C. On just the C.
Exactly. Exactly. So you can access HP. Do dir to list the subdirectories there. Do you have HP as one of the directories?
So I'm just going to put dir.
Yeah, type dir and click on enter and check if you have HP as one of the subdirectory there.
Okay. No.
Exactly.
No. That one.
That's why it's giving you system path not found. That's because that directory doesn't exist where you're trying to access it from. So do you have the user directory there?
Let me see. How do I get the user directory from here?
Okay, just list out the directories you have when you did that dir.
Okay. Let me see. I'm saying like it's almost all the things on my folder. They're actually font size information, font size and all.
Okay. I don't know if you can see my screen. Let's just come back to my screen. Let me
Okay, I
navigate
can see
back
your
to
screen.
my level.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let me navigate back to this PC. Now, this is the first thing you see, right, in your local disk, C, right?
Yes,
Then
sir.
once you double click on C, you have a list of folders, right? And see, in my, I have something called users. Do you have this?
Yeah, I have users there. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
double click on it. Double click on it. Do you have HP
Oh,
there? And
I'm coming, sir. Please, one
do you
minute.
have, okay,
I'm coming, sir. Please, 1 minute. I'm trying to user. Okay, user. Yep. I have HP and public there.
exactly. Now you can see where the error is coming from. You are trying to access CDHP in the C label. Meanwhile, you don't have HP as one of the directories listed out in the C label.
Okay, so I was supposed to put HP.
No, no, this is what I mean. For instance, this is what I would do. CD dot dots and CD dot dots. Now you can see what I have here, right? I have the C label, just the C label, right?
Yep.
I don't know if you can see this
I
exactly.
can't see your screen again.
Oh, is it up now?
No, sir. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Can you see my command prompts now?
No. Oh,
Yes, I
yeah,
can
I
see
can
the
see it now.
screen.
I can see it now.
Okay. Now if I type dir, it's going to list all the subfolders I have in this particular label, as in my local disk. Now you can see in here I have everything listed out. For yours, do you have HP listed out there? When you do this, note I'm in my C drive, I'm in my C parts. This is what I
Yeah,
call
I'm also in
parts.
my. There's
Exactly.
nothing. Let me check.
Is there anything like HP there for yours?
I'm checking. Let me check. No, 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 no.
Exactly. So when you try to do CDHP, it will tell you system cannot find parts because HP is not listed out as the directories
Out
in there.
there. Okay.
Exactly. So for me to be able to access HP, I have to access user. So what can I do? I have to change directory to users. CD space users. I can see what I've done, right? Now let me type
Yes, sir.
dir. Now, once you have done this, type dir and check if you have HP listed as one of the or the subdirectories.
Okay. Let me check. And CD. I think I have HP. Yep. I
Exactly.
can see
Now
that.
this is in this particular directory you have HP. So now you can actually access that HP by typing cd space my is admin, yours will be HP and dir. So I'm joining the two commands together, both the directory I'm changing to and listing out the subdirectory in that particular direction I'm changing to. So once you're done, you press enter and it's going to show you all the directories. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Exactly. So this is where we navigated from. We
Okay.
navigated back.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Yeah. This is where we navigated back from the users directory back to the local C level directory. Then we navigated from C directory to the users directory to the admin directory for mine and HP directory for yours. I don't know if you understand what's happening here.
So please, can you come back again, please?
Yeah, so we were able to navigate from one form to another. We navigated back from admin to users. That we do cd
Okay.
dot dot hash dot dot. What is that? Move from admin back to do this.
I can't hear you. You're
You can
breaking your network.
hear me now.
Hello, sir.
Hello,
Yeah, I can
can
hear
you hear
you
me?
now. You were breaking before earlier. Yeah, I can hear you now, sir.
All right, sorry about that. Okay, so what was I saying? I was saying that to navigate backward to the previous directory, which is the C level, we're going to type cd dot dot slash dot dot. Now, what happened? I navigated back 2 times. So I navigated from the admin directory and the users directory back to the C level. So you can see
Down
the
to the C
cursor is
level.
currently exactly. So the cursor is currently picking the C level. Now, what about if I want to navigate forward? So how would I do this? I would just type cd space users slash admin. This will allow me navigate from the users directory down to the admin directory. And once you do this, you press enter. Can you see that?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Exactly. So we saw how to get backwards using cd dot dot slash dot dot 2-step backward. And we saw how to navigate 2-step forward. cd users slash admin 2-step forward. I don't know if you understand this.
Okay.
Exactly. So this is one of the way we can actually use the command prompt to navigate around files in our system. Now, let's navigate forward again. Now, before I do that, let me type dir to see the list of directories in here. In the ad, don't forget, I'm actually where inside the admin directory, and the admin directory is inside where my users directory, and the user directory is inside where the C level. So the current part I am is in what? The admin part. Yours will be the HP part. So I'll type enter in here. So it's going to give me a list. This is for my admin directory. It's going to give me a list of directory. Now, if you check through the list of directory in that, after typing the dir, you're going to find desktop as one of the sub directory. Now, there are 2 things you have to note here. For directory, there's always something called dir. This is trying to tell you that this is a folder. It's a directory. It simply means that it stores something inside of it. Now, the ones that doesn't have dir attached are called text file. They are called text file. So don't forget, the dir is actually used to what? Used to show a list of files or subdirectory. Used to show a list of file or subdirectory. So you can see I can see both directory and I can see both files. Now, how do I know they are files and they are directory? Directories doesn't have an extension name. Extension name are this thing are names that make a particular file or folder unique. For instance, .dad is an extension name. .whl is an extension name. And this extension name are of different formats. .dad is a format that the computer can read. .txt is a text format document. .whl is another document. Like this is a compressed window file document. So they all have their different meaning. I don't even understand me.
Yes, sir.
Exactly. So it's understanding this very first step, this basic step, will actually make you have better idea of how to navigate around. Now, remember we listed some other ones like the move, right? And also
Yes.
MKDI. So let's try that first one.
Yes.
Let's make a new directory here. MKD or MD. Remember we said we can use MD or
MD. We
MKDI.
have MD.
Exactly. So anyone you type is actually going to work. MD or MKDI will work. So MD, let's call the name of the folder. MD, then the folder name. I want to call the folder soft security. Security, right? And I would like to see the list of folders at once I've created. So MD is to create a folder or directory, right? Remember I said the folder and
Yes.
directory are the same thing. So I can use folder, I can use directory. Don't let the name interchanging affect the context of the word I'm trying to interpret. So I would do MD space security and dir. Now, why am I doing dir? Remember, if I type just cd something, I will not see anything. I will just see the new parts, right? But if I type cd, the admin name or the name and dir, I will be able to navigate to that folder and also see the content in it. Abi? So this is the way to join two commands together. I don't know if you understand me.
And I'm confused at this point, too.
Okay. This is what I would like us to do. I think we should take a break here, and so that you can dilute the ones you have already assimilated, and try to practice them first. And when we come
Okay.
back on one, yeah, we can go through it, and yeah,
Okay,
you
sir.
can have or ask your question concerning where you are confused, and yeah, so that we can have a fresh memory of the command line again.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
I really appreciate.
So
Thank you so much.
yes,
It's really nice having this class. So, Mr. Prince, um, thank him. I really appreciate his time. He took out to lecture. So, I'm hoping it goes smooth by the grace of God. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
All
So,
right.
we'll
Thank
definitely
you
it's
very
meet
going
on
much.
Monday.
definitely it's going to go smooth. It just depends on your commitment now and also how dedicated you will be in learning, because that's really what might take you far in course of learning this course. Apart from that, I don't think there's any other thing that will take you far apart from that.
Okay,
So
sir. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
all right, have a lovely day.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Okay.
Have a lovely day. Bye.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I will send the video to you
All
on your
right, all
mail,
right.
Abby. Your mail can download it, yeah.
Yes, I mean,
All right.
all right, thank you.
Okay. Okay.